Greetings, my friends. I am called to return and speak again today. I wish you a good day. I hope you're enjoying this day. It's very important to know that we're really at the end of the process. Celebration are in the works. You got to be ready because there is going to be a tremendous change, both personal and collective, that is really in the works. I thought I discussed a little bit the nature of reality. Sorry, I have some paint on my hand. I've been painting a little bit. Um, well, I didn't wash, but I just did that right before I did this video. So, but it's dry, so it's okay. So I just wanted to discuss the nature of reality. The nature of reality is individual and collective. For we live in an individual reality within our mind and emotion, and physical reality. But that all depends in relationship to our beliefs and our beliefs and our desire. Everything is conditioned by our beliefs and desire. But the truth of reality is that there is only one reality in truth. It is the grandiose reality of the Creator, of God. And so within that reality, there is the high and the low. But God is always present. There is not a single time, a single place, a single event where God will be unconscious of anything, or that God would allow Himself to be dominated by anything. So all is orchestrated for the highest good of all, always, even though it does not look like that. For the high and the low create a reality on an individual level. Everything is created from within, from God, the inner God within, and our soul, in coordination with our spirit guides and so on, and to provide the experience that is the optimum for evolution. Yet it is always conditioned by the choice we make as an individualized consciousness. So there is a constant adjustment of the universe with all our choices. Just as much as there is a conscious adjustment, as the collective consciousness of the Earth adjusts, there is a constant adjustment of the planetary consciousness, as well as the solar consciousness, the stellar consciousness, the galactic consciousness, and the universal consciousness. Everything align and adjust as to match the consciousness evolution of the universe. For for everything we're learning the experience through time and space. So time is a flow; it flows eternally. It flows eternally, yet it is a circle in the same time. So it is kind of, but there is many paradox within the time experience. Like if we really have a really good time, time seems to go very fast, and if we have a more difficult time, time can seems very slow. Right now, things can happen with some time can just go very fast or feel very slow. And for instance, if we're getting a 1 hour massage, you will probably pass faster than 1 hour at the dentist. Yet when we move into the ascended form, we're going to want to slow down time so we can do more within each second, each moment. When mostly in the lower planes, we want time to accelerate in order to see the manifestation of our desire faster. So but everything flows through time, and all things must change through time. It was a philosopher, Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, a wise man, who wrote the thoughts for himself at the end of his life, and his inner guide, his divine I am, was telling him that all he thinks that is important, all those concerns, all those people, all his reality, in a moment of eternity will be turned into dust. Everything will disappear. It will be changed and replaced by something else. Because the immutability of the Creator, of God in the universe, is his transmutability. When he disappears somewhere, he reappears somewhere else. When he's dead, dies somewhere, he is reborn somewhere else. It is a constant, eternal change and flow. So we need to learn to harmonize ourselves with the flow and to bow to our inner God self. It is everything is ruled from within. In truth, all life, all reality, but it's all coordinate by all that is. For there is the consciousness of the source, the prime creator, which is the I am, the universal father. But we also seek harmonization with the one, with all that is, the God of time and space. And for him, it is I do. We have to produce something, to learn something, to get an energy back. But when we meet the Supreme, we'll realize it is the universal father. There is only one God. It is just different facet of the creator's personality. So So we have to accept the dark sides, because although we need to fight against our lower impulses, we need to. For me, it's like ethics comes first. It's like before law, before the legality, before the. If it's not ethic, it's really difficult to get involved with something that's unethical. For moral, it's about personal choice in consciousness, but ethics in relationship to the whole, and so it's important to elevate our sense of ethics, mostly in the business world. It really needs that. I had a friend that was part of a group called the International Business Ethics, the Foundation for Business Ethics. There was some corporation that were concerned with ethics. It was a really nice person I met in Colorado, and they were kind of trying to elevate the standards of commerce, and that was in the 90s, I guess. And so, but ethics is very important. But we do have to accept the dark side, although we need to fight against our lower self. Our lower self is all that keeps us in fear, in doubts, in all the habits, in all beliefs, all the controlling mechanism and protective systems of the ego, in order to open ourselves to the truth of love of our soul. But all serve the evolutions of consciousness, both the high and the low. But we do want to evolve, we do want to grow. But the ego is always in resistance. There is always this force of resistance of the ego. Just as Lao Tzu says in his book, the Tao Te Ching, if I didn't have my body, nothing could prevent my consciousness from expanding within infinity. Or the Master taught in the Emerald Tablet, he explains that everything here is in resistance. It's like this whole program of matter by the weight creates a resistance to the consciousness. So we do need to work with this dark side, because even the dark side within ourselves is created by our soul and spirit to provide an experience. This morning I was sitting on the grass behind there. There was a lot of grass and trees, and I was sitting in front of the sun for like about an hour. It was really nice. I could. I'm going to try to get that. As long as I'm here, to get a habit of that. And it's interesting to understand the passage from dark to night and from night to dark. For me, it was the goddess Aurora that showed me the passage from darkness, from the night into the day. It was such a beautiful, amazing vision. But the sunset must be just as amazing. She showed me the coming of the light of the sun and the transfer from the light of the stars into the light of the sun. It was quite an amazing. But it's good to do meditation morning and night, and communicate with the sun as much as possible. For spirits always brings me back now. I try to be present with my present day circumstances and not to be always like begging for like a change or something. But spirit now always bring me back to my project, my freedom, my money, my all kinds of things. And a lot of things are coming together. A lot of details are being added to my consciousness in relationship to all the many aspects of that project. It's going to be very exciting. But yes, so because spirit will always keep us aligned with our highest and best possible timeline. Yet it requires courage, because sometimes we need to come out of our comfort zone to be comfortable with the uncomfortable, to come out of certain of our lower self and to let go of certain things. So it is not an easy thing. But every time we make an act of courage to perfect ourselves, we are rewarded by more compassion and lucidity. Compassion is spiritual merits, for we're not here to accumulate spiritual merits. It is always good to do good act, to do act of compassion, to assist outside of us. It is really one of the great pillars, the discovery of love beyond our ego needs. And we're also rewarded with lucidity, which is wisdom, and perspicacity, the ability to understand the higher forces that are guiding our life. And so, and so the more we increase any one of those virtues, lucidity, compassion, and courage, the more the other one will grow as well. For me, I see something quite wonderful yesterday, is that I have an aspect of myself that are already placed in key dimensions in the universe. It's like they're very light, they're very funny, they're just me, but already ascended. And it's kind of nice, because I can feel myself on the ascended plane. And we all have that. We have left versions of ourselves. Every time we descended through the dimensions, we have left. We just need to reconnect when we're ready for the frequency. Those parts of ourselves will reintegrate our vibration expression. We have to understand that even the schemes of the ego and the dark sides are all sponsored by the source and divinity within. It's like it's teaching us. It's like a school. All the universes are schools of evolution in order to learn, to grow, and to evolve. But we need to accept to change. If we don't accept to change, we're not going to grow, we're not going to learn, and we're not going to evolve. It's all about the change through the flow of time. Well, Spirit is offering experiences within the realm of coherence, within our beliefs and desire. Whatever we believe, the universe will always find proof that we are right to believe what we are believing, even if it's an illusion until the time we discover higher truth, and we have no choice but to accept the higher truth. But if all belief systems were not supported by the universe, those reality would not stand. So even illusions are being supported by the universe. We have to, but whatever we think, like the Buddha said, whatever we think, we become. Whatever we feel, we make real. And whatever we can conceive, we can create. So just do not limitate yourself. There is an unlimited potential, but it has to be within the coherence of your reality, your consciousness of the moment, and trust that your Father loves you and will guide you all the way up to the glorious light of the origin eventually. But it's already there, so just got to tune in to the frequency. And so, because all is created by the soul and spirit within, and yet it takes in consideration all of the free will act, and we'll work with all that. We're becoming or remembering the royal heritage of the kingdom of God. We are all kings and queens in the kingdom of God. We've just forgotten for a time to play this game of duality. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you, my friends. I'm going to pull a card. There was couple of songs that went through my head. But so today is the big pile of gold. It's the big pile of gold. It's all that shines. So it's important to stay connected, to know your inner wealth is more powerful than any other expression of all those illusions because all that shines will blind will just people just the immature spirit will do all kinds of things for all those material things, but as a mature spirit we enjoy those things, we deserve all of those things, but we stay connected to know that our more precious treasure is our inner connection to our soul and spirit within. So it's about the surface also, understanding there is a surface and there is inner planes, and everything is ruled from the inner planes. The more we can go within ourselves, the more we'll understand, the more we'll feel, the more we'll know. But it requires a lot of courage to face all of the levels, because every time there's something to let go of. Like in all dimension, all the way up. It's like every time we're letting go of something, and we're letting go of certain illusions to embrace a higher truth. It's an ongoing process. So I saw some little paintings. This one's really pretty and nice and sweet, and a lot of nice energy. I'll show some. When you get to have a big studio, it'd probably be like a factory of Andy Warhol, but more spiritually oriented maybe. So we'll be able to create, to produce, to receive, to entertain, to make all kinds of derivative products also. That will be quite, we can share with the world. And then I'm looking forward to have a lot of walls. I'm going to need a lot of walls to hang all those paintings. This one's got a lot of silver in it, so it probably change during the day and night. Now I'm going to pull a few cards. Everything is about to change in a way that will never... The biggest change of our life is right about to happen, and we're in the acceptation. So it's about the acceptation of all that is. I love who I am, I love where I am, I love all that I am. The higher wisdom is liberation. So we're going to be liberated. I feel like Spirit is telling me that finally this freedom is coming. I say, well, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm going to feel it, enjoy it every day also, because I've been deprived. Being deprived of something makes you feel, makes you desire it even more. So when you get it, it's like so much more pleasure. Somebody who's never been sick cannot appreciate health as someone who's coming out of a long illness. To be separated from God will never enjoy the connection to the source, to the creator, to the divinity of perfection of the divine state of being, as much as, because when we never left it, we didn't have as much appreciation than when we went through the samsara and come back. It's so there is always the same thing. When you separate it to somebody you love, to be able to come back, to find that person is really wonderful for any longing. What we need to understand is reconciliation. There is a big reconciliation, and all over the planet, when we're going to make peace, people are going to have to reconcile, to forgive, and move forward, and find collective, cooperative solutions. And what we need to do is rencontre. It's about meeting. It's about there's people we need to meet. For personal reason, for professional reason, for sentimental reason, for spiritual reason. There is all kinds of things that are in the works that God has orchestrated, and those people will come into our life. And the outcome is work. There is a lot of work for me. It's like a lot of ideas, details about my work. It's going to be about also finding all the right people, because it's very important when you go into a major enterprise to be surrounded by the right people, to have the right counsel, to have very qualified people to carry on the task. And so it's going to be quite enjoyable to return to professional activity and social activities as well. So let us prepare for celebration. I thank you very much for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I thank you so very much for your donations. I still need it. Very soon I'm going to close all I won't need that, and I'll be able to invite all my subscribers to meet, as I will be traveling the world as well. And and I thank you so very much for your donations. In the meantime, if you want a private consultation or discuss painting, you can always call on me. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.